Hey there, nerd fighters. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Malcolm Gladwell's Blink. You know that feeling when you just something like a sixth sense for decision making? That's Blink in action, my friends. We'll be unpacking key insights from the book, exploring how our unconscious mind makes lightning-fast judgments and the surprising power of intuition. From thin slicing to the Warren Harding era, we'll uncover the science behind snap decisions and learn how to make them work for us. So grab your thinking cap or your favorite thinking beanie, and let's unlock the secrets of Blink. Imagine this, you walk into a room and within seconds you've already formed an opinion about it. Maybe it feels welcoming, or maybe it screams, "Turn back now." That, my friends, is thin slicing in action. It's our brain's ability to extract meaning from just a sliver of information. Think of it like a detective piecing together a case with just a few clues. Our unconscious mind is a master of pattern recognition, drawing on past experiences to make lightning-fast judgments. But remember, thin slicing isn't foolproof. It's essential to be aware of its limitations, especially the potential for bias. The key is to balance trusting our gut with conscious, critical thinking. Let's talk about the unsung hero of our minds, the adaptive unconscious. It's the silent partner working tirelessly behind the scenes to process information and guide our decisions. Think of it as the ultimate multitasker, juggling a million things at once while you're busy living your life. The adaptive unconscious is always learning, evolving based on our experiences. The more we expose ourselves to new situations, the more sophisticated our unconscious decision-making becomes. But our unconscious mind isn't perfect. It's susceptible to biases and can sometimes lead us astray. By understanding its strengths and weaknesses, we can leverage its power for good and make well-informed decisions. Sometimes our blink instinct can be dead wrong. Our unconscious mind is a master of taking shortcuts, which can lead to epic fails. Remember thin slicing? Sometimes those thin slices are more like crumbs, leading to assumptions based on incomplete or biased information. This is where prejudice, stereotypes, and implicit bias come into play. Our unconscious mind is a product of our experiences, which can lead to unfair snap judgments. To avoid this, we need to acknowledge our biases and challenge our assumptions. It's up to us to pause, reflect, and ensure our snap judgments align with our values and commitment to fairness. Ever heard of Warren G. Harding? He was the 29th President of the United States, and his presidency is a prime example of charm overshadowing competence. Harding was handsome, tall, and distinguished, with a voice that could melt butter. People looked at him and just knew he was presidential material, but looks can be deceiving. Harding was woefully unprepared for the demands of the presidency. His administration was plagued by scandals and corruption, and historians consider him one of the worst presidents in US history. The Warren Harding era is a cautionary tale about the dangers of letting superficial factors cloud our judgment. Our unconscious mind is easily swayed by attractiveness, charisma, and social status. Be aware of the halo effect and don't let superficial qualities overshadow competence and integrity. Let's talk about priming, the psychological phenomenon that proves our brains are walking suggestion boxes. Our unconscious minds constantly pick up on subtle cues from our environment, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and behavior. For example, people primed with words related to old age walk slower after the experiment. Priming isn't just a parlor trick, it has real-world implications. Advertisers and politicians use it to influence our decisions. By being aware of priming, we can recognize its influence and take steps to mitigate it. Let's talk about the power of expertise. Some people seem to have a sixth sense for their field, making decisions that leave others in awe. That's expertise in action. Expertise is what happens when we dedicate years to honing our craft. Our brains become walking encyclopedias, recognizing patterns and making connections that baffle novices. Expertise isn't just about knowledge, it's about developing a deep, intuitive understanding of your field. It's a skill that takes time, dedication, and passion. Let's talk about intuition, that mysterious inner voice guiding us towards certain paths. Blink argues that intuition is a powerful tool honed by years of experience and pattern recognition, but Intuition isn't infallible, it's influenced by biases and fears. To know when to trust our gut, we need to balance instinct and analysis. Intuition is a starting point, not the finish line. Pause, reflect, and ask critical questions. Find the sweet spot where instinct and analysis work together for wise decisions. First impressions are persistent because our brains are hardwired to make quick judgments. Within seconds of meeting someone, our unconscious mind assesses their trustworthiness, competence, and likability. But first impressions aren't always accurate. They're influenced by biases, mood, and environment. To avoid falling prey to first impressions, we need to recognize that initial judgments are often based on incomplete information. Challenge assumptions, give people the benefit of the doubt, and be open to the possibility that first impressions might be wrong. Sometimes the most extraordinary people defy our expectations. Stress impacts our mental and emotional well-being and our ability to make clear decisions. Under pressure, our bodies go into fight or flight mode, impairing our prefrontal cortex responsible for higher-level thinking. When stressed, we're more likely to make impulsive, short-sighted decisions. We're more susceptible to cognitive biases and less able to think creatively. To combat this, find healthy ways to manage stress, like exercise or mindfulness. Keeping stress levels in check helps us make sound decisions even under pressure. Our environment plays a bigger role in our decision-making than we realize. Our brains constantly take in sensory information from our surroundings, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. For example, people are more likely to litter in areas with existing trash. Be mindful of the context in which we make decisions. Pay attention to surroundings and subtle cues influencing choices. Sometimes a simple change of scenery can make all the difference. Stereotypes are oversimplified beliefs about groups of people deeply ingrained in our unconscious minds. Our brains categorize information, creating mental shortcuts like stereotypes. Stereotypes lead to quick judgments based on perceived group membership, often based on incomplete or inaccurate information. To combat stereotypes, we need to acknowledge our unconscious biases and challenge them. Seek diverse perspectives and engage in meaningful conversations. Work towards creating a more just and equitable world. In a complex world, simplicity can be elegant and effective. Too much information can lead to analysis, paralysis, and worse decisions. Focus on essential factors and strip away extraneous information for quicker, more intuitive decisions. Trust your gut and go with the option that feels right, even if you can't logically explain why. Simplify the problem, identify key factors, and make a choice. Sometimes the simplest path is the most direct route to clarity and success. Our emotions play a bigger role in our thought processes than we realize. Blink highlights how our feelings shape our perceptions, influence our judgments, and guide our choices. Emotions can be helpful in guiding us towards decisions aligned with our values and goals. However, emotions can also cloud our judgment, leading to impulsive or irrational choices. Be aware of your emotional state and how it influences your perceptions. Take a step back when needed to approach situations with a clearer head. The ability to make quick, accurate judgments is a skill that can be developed through practice. Every snap judgment is a form of mental training, honing our instincts. To truly hone our instincts, we need to be deliberate in our efforts. Seek opportunities to make quick decisions, pay attention to outcomes, and learn from mistakes. Develop a feedback loop, refining our internal algorithms based on experience and reflection. Embrace everyday opportunities to flex your blink muscles and make split-second decisions with greater confidence. We've explored the power of blink and its limitations. The question is, how do we balance our gut reactions with our analytical minds? Our intuition is the compass, and our analytical mind provides the map. Together they form a powerful partnership for wise, fulfilling choices. Tune into both your head and heart when making decisions. Trust yourself to find the path that feels right, both instinctively and rationally. So there you have it, Nerd Fighters. Key insights from Malcolm Gladwell's Blink. We've explored the world of snap judgments, from thin slicing to trusting our gut. Our unconscious minds are powerful tools, capable of making lightning-fast decisions. By understanding the strengths and limitations of Blink, we can harness its power for good. Now go forth and make some awesome snap judgments. DFT Bay. Blink, the book from Malcolm Gladwell.